Good afternoon. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Chameri Quartz. This watch is available from watchdives.com for $59 US. You can use the discount code WR4K to get $10 US discount of any watch over $250 US on watchdives.com. So firstly, let's look at the box that the watch comes in, and then I'll talk you through the specifications of the piece. So the watch comes in a watch box which is protected by this black cardboard outer sleeve, which one removes. And this is the watch box itself. As you can see, it's a plastic watch box, vinyl coated, and it has contrasting white stitching around the perimeter to a good standard. Hinge lid to the watch box, and the watch sits on a padded pillow cushion which is velour upholstered to match the velour fabric on the interior. Now I want to give due credit to Chameri, because if you compare this to the throwaway cardboard boxes that Pagani design watches come in, and they're more expensive, this is a good quality watch box for a piece that only costs $59 US, and I like it. This is the warranty card that comes with the watch, and I'm pleased to report the Chameri Quartz is covered by a 3-year international warranty. And again, I want to pay due credit to the brand, because usually Chinese low-tier watches costing under $100 US are only covered by its 12-month international warranty, so to get a 3-year warranty provided by Watch Dives is very impressive. So, with regards to the specifications of the piece, this is the Chameri Quartz. It's available in 2 dial colour options, white and coral blue respectively. I've previously reviewed the white version, and this coral blue version looks like a Tiffany blue. It's clearly an homage to a King Seiko piece. So we have a 40mm case diameter, we have a 46mm lug to lug measurement, a thickness of 10mm, and a lug width of 20mm. The alligator style leather strap tapers from 20mm at the lugs down to the silver mirror polished buckle and tang, and as you can see, solid 316L grade stainless steel buckle and tang, no sharp edges, no burrs, mirror polished to a high standard. Now it is sterile. I would prefer to see if it was signed with Chameri, but however one has to expect some cost cutting measures at only $59 US. 2 keepers on the alligator leather strap, one's fixed, one slides as one would expect. I'll show you the underside to it. So genuine leather strap, as you can see, it's embossed with genuine leather and it's 20mm. Now, minor criticism to the leather strap. It uses conventional spring bars. Now, this is a padded leather strap and it is very stiff, and therefore it's going to be difficult to fit a spring bar tool in between the edge of the strap and between the lugs in order to remove the strap and change it. I would like to see Chameri upgrade this to using quick release stainless steel spring bars, because that would negate the need for using a spring bar tool, and it would make it easier to remove the padded strap if it had quick release spring bars, because the problem with this is one's either going to deform the strap or alternatively damage the interior of the lugs by jamming a spring bar tool in between. It's a very tight fit. But having said that, if you like the alligator leather strap, you'll find that it's very aesthetically pleasing, plenty of holes in it to allow for fine-tuning the length, and it's a good quality grade of top grain leather. Now it is a stiff strap because it is padded, but it does taper. It's thicker at the spring bar end and gradually tapers down in thickness down to the buckle and tang end, and it also tapers down in width from the from the spring bar end down to the buckle and tang. Nice matte finish, and they've made the correct decision by using a matte finish to the leather rather than glossy, because this makes it practical for a daily wear piece. If it was glossy, it would look more like a dress watch. So stiff strap, but I'm confident when it breaks in, it's going to become very soft and supple. On the buckle and tang side, the 2 keepers are, the first one is stitched into position and the second one slides, as I've detailed, and good quality stitching to the underside of the strap, and also on the top side, no loose stitches, and I really like the quality of the leather. So very stiff, but once it's broken in, it's going to become very comfortable. With regards to the rest of the specification, we have a flat sapphire crystal with clear AR coating on the underside. And the clear anti-reflective coating does an outstanding job of reducing the glare and the highly reflective nature of the silver applied indices and the silver mirror polished dolphin hands. One detail I really like about the handset, which is Grand Seiko style, although this is a King Seiko homage, is the blued second hand. It contrasts very well with the Tiffany blue dial, and also it contrasts very well with the dolphin mirror polished hour and minute hand. So I really like that detail, the blued second hand, and it's absolutely gorgeous the way it sweeps around the dial at 4 ticks per second. Perfect symmetry to the dial because there's no date complication, and I like the fact that Chameri haven't over-branded the dial with unnecessary text or specification. We simply have the Chameri brand logo at 12 and Quartz at 6. There's no need to have a water resistance rating on a daily wear piece. So I love the symmetry of it. I like the 3D effect of the silver applied indices. The silver mirror polished indices are finished to a high standard, as are the Grand Seiko style Dolphin hands. The mirror polishing on the hands is very impressive, bearing in mind that this is only $59 US. With regards to the crown, it's solid 316L grade stainless steel, coin edge finished, sterile, mirror polished domed cap. I would prefer to see this signed with Chameri, but of course that would inevitably mean increased production costs, increased wholesale price, and therefore increased retail. So they've made the correct decision by reducing the production cost to a minimum and therefore keeping the retail price down to only $59 US in using a sterile crown. Screw down crown, and that's impressive. I would expect a push-pull crown at this price point, so let's test the screw down crown execution. Absolutely silky smooth. This is very impressive, bearing in mind the price point. So the screw down crown provides an effective hermetic seal to 50 meters, which is perfectly acceptable for a daily wear piece. Now, this is powered by the Seiko VH31 Quartz, and that is a date complication quartz movement. So in the first click position, it does have a phantom date setting position. The date wheel is present underneath the dial. Pulling it out to the second click position is the time setting position, and as you can see, looking at the contrasting blued second hand, you can see it's possible to stop the second hand dead to set the time precisely to the second. Nice light resistance to the VH31 Quartz. It's one of my personal favourite quartz movements because it's a reliable, well-proven workhorse Seiko quartz. No backplay, clockwise and anti-clockwise. Pushing it back in restarts the movement, and as you can see, the second hand begins to tick around the dial at 4 beats per second once again, similar to an automatic such as the NH35A, which runs at 6 beats per second. So let's test screwing it back down. Immediate thread pickup. This is outstanding screw down crown execution. I really like it. I think the interface between the internal thread of the stainless steel crown and the external thread of the stainless steel crown tube are machined very well. The threads are silky smooth. So absolute pleasure to set the time and also operate the crown. With regards to the case back, it's solid 316L grade stainless steel. Concentric CNC lathe tool machining, as you can see, and I love the way the lathe tool machining catches the light. As you can see, it refracts the light. Absolutely gorgeous. Nice milled slots, no sharp edges, no burrs, so it's very well machined. Now, the benefit of using a quartz rather than an automatic movement is, as you can see, it's an incredibly low profile flat case back. Because it's perfectly sterile with no engraving or embossing, it sits very close to the wrist, very smooth and comfortable to wear for long periods of time. And this piece really does benefit from having a very flat, low profile case back because it is only 10mm thick, which is very impressive. Chameri have made the correct decision by using a flat sapphire crystal rather than a boxed top hat style crystal or double dome sapphire crystal because, again, that reduces the thickness of the piece to only 10mm. Right, so I'll give you a wrist shot and you can see how it fits on my 8-inch wrist. Now, this is a tight fit, but I'm pleased to report I can just engage the tang in the last hole in the strap. Now, if this were a fraction longer, if this were an inch longer, it would fit my 8-inch wrist. I could engage the end of the alligator leather strap into the two keepers. But however, I'm not going to be critical of this because for the majority of collectors with a 6 to 7-inch wrist, this leather strap will fit you no problem whatsoever. It will actually fit up to a 7.5-inch wrist. Just a fraction too short if you have an 8-inch wrist, something to bear in mind. Now, the proportions of this piece are very satisfying. 40mm head of the piece gives a feeling of wrist presence, but it lacks heft because it's a quartz powered piece on a leather strap versus a bracelet. This only weighs 59 grams. It's one of the lightest 40mm pieces I have reviewed on my channel. And it feels absolutely weightless on wrist, perfectly balanced because we have a 40mm head of the piece, which is balanced with a 20mm lug width and the strap tapering down to 16mm at the buckle and tang. So the proportions of the taper on the alligator leather strap are perfect. And I really like the fact it's incredibly low profile, only 10mm. This is one of the most slender low profile pieces I have reviewed. So needless to say, it's easily going to slip underneath a shirt cuff if you wear business shirts, and therefore it's an ideal daily wear piece. I've previously reviewed the white dial version, which is actually like an ivory cream colour, but I prefer this Tiffany blue, which Chameri call coral blue. It's just absolutely gorgeous, and I love the way the silver applied indices and the silver mirror polished Grand Seiko style dolphin hands catch the light. Legibility is good, symmetry is good, the functionality is outstanding, and it's very easy to read the time with the silver dolphin hands. They are correctly proportioned. Often with Chinese low-tier brands, the hands are under proportion, but if you look at the minute hand, you can see it extends to the indices and also the minute ticks on the chapter ring. The hour hand is also correctly proportioned because it nearly touches the indices for the hour, and the blued second hand is correctly proportioned. It's long enough to meet the minute ticks on the chapter ring. So very easy to read the time. The clear AR coating is excellent, and it's very impressive to get AR coating at this price point. I love the slight lip, the edge, the bevel on the edge of the sapphire crystal where it catches the light when one tilts the piece at an oblique angle. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Very aesthetically pleasing piece to wear, very comfortable because it's only 59 grams, but it does have wrist presence at 40mm. The lug to lug at 46 means it's going to fit smaller wrists of 6 to 7 inches as well as larger wrists of 7 to 8 inches. Regards to the finishing, we have a solid stainless steel 316L grade bezel, which is mirror polished to a flawless finish, and that complements the flawless mirror polishing to the tops of the lugs and also the mirror polished flanks. Absolutely gorgeous finishing. This is the kind of finishing to the head of the piece that I would expect to see on a mid-tier piece costing in excess of €3,000. To get this quality of mirror polishing to the 316L grade stainless steel case at only $59 is just incredible. It's some of the best mirror polishing I have seen on a watch, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. Every facet of the case is mirror polished, including the underside. Flawless mirror polishing to the undersides of the case, and even in between the lugs. Now, in between the lugs is often a production cost-cutting measure with low-tier Chinese brands. They neglect to polish in between the lugs because if it's on a bracelet or even on an integrated rubber strap, it's not seen, and therefore they don't mirror polish in between the lugs, but on this they have mirror polished even the internals of the lugs. Absolutely gorgeous finishing. The mirror polishing is just gorgeous. I really love it. Right, so there's no loom on the dial and handset, so no need to do a loom test. So I'll discuss the movement. You'll all be familiar with the Seiko VH31 Quartz. It's a reliable, well-proven workhorse quartz movement, which is made in Japan. It's been in use since 2016, so at this stage it is very well proven. It runs at 2 Hz, which is 4 beats per second, and this is something I particularly like about the VH31. If you look closely at the blued second hand, you can see it doesn't tick around the dial at 1 tick per second. It runs at 4 beats per second, which is 2 Hz, so it looks more like a sweeping second hand of an automatic or manual wind piece. So to put this into perspective, the VH31 runs at 4 beats per second. The NH35A runs at 6 beats per second, so it is close to an NH35A in terms of the sweep. It's not as smooth as a 35A, but 4 beats per second is close to 6 beats per second, and it does give the impression of an automatic or a mechanical manual wind movement. So I really like that versus just having a quartz which ticks every second. Now it has 2 joules, and the stated accuracy is plus or minus 15 seconds per month. So I want you to consider that for a second. That's not plus or minus 15 seconds per day or per week, that is per month. Better than plus or minus 1 second per day accuracy. This one is running at 0 seconds per day accuracy. Perfect accuracy. The stated battery life of the VH31 is 2 years, and again that is perfectly acceptable, and it's easy to change the battery because we have a screw down case back, so you can change the battery yourself. The VH31 batteries are readily available on eBay, AliExpress and also Amazon, so it's a practical daily wear piece. You could wear this for 2 years and then change the battery yourself due to the screw down case back versus a pressed on case back, which would be more difficult to remove. So no negatives whatsoever to the VH31. It's reliable, well proven, accurate. This is running at 0 seconds per day. 2-year battery life is excellent, has hacking, and I really like the plus or minus 15 seconds per month accuracy. So lastly, I'll summarise the piece. What do I think of it overall? Well, when I'm considering reviewing a watch for my channel, the watch meet 2 criteria. It should be both excellent quality and excellent value at the respective price points. $59 is the price point. This is unquestionably excellent quality and unquestionably excellent value. It's one of the best value watches I have reviewed, and I've reviewed over 300 watches on my channel. At $59, this cannot be beaten for a daily wear piece. It's very strong specification: sapphire crystal with AR coating, screw down crown, screw down case back, and a Seiko VH31 quartz. These are very strong specifications for a $59 piece, and really the only negative, which is a minor criticism, is the lack of quick release spring bars in the alligator leather strap. But however, this is subjective. Some collectors may like the alligator leather strap and therefore not want to change it. And really that is the only negative. Very impressive to get a screw down crown rather than a push pull crown, and again very impressive to get a screw down case back rather than a pressed on case back at this price point. Really, there are no negatives. The finishing to this piece is incredible. Mirror polishing is outstanding, and I really like the use of the clear AR coating on the underside of the sapphire crystal. So I'm going to declare it a champagne watch for lemonade money, and I'm going to highly recommend it to you. I hope you've enjoyed my review of the Chameri Quartz. Please feel free to post your own comments below the video. Thank you very much.